I'm back.
Okay, so let's start. So last class I told you, I mean, I discovered a way. Let me show you before. When you have, I have a group of friends that I don't like to. Well, they are my friends from junior high school, and they form a group, and since people kept leaving because they say no, it's because my wife gets mad that I have this kind of friends. So because they post a lot of things for single men, no? So then they said, no, I don't want to have these friends sending me things. So and they appeared all the time on my WhatsApp, no? And then they send a message, and then the group appeared, no? And then I found that if you click here it has to be in your computer. You click here and you click on Archivar Chat. Yes, the group does not appear anymore. It just appears like Archivar. So these are like the groups that you can, like my friends in the group now. Yes. Now I'll go back. So and they will not be appearing anytime they send you a message. And because sometimes we share information in WhatsApp, and so the unwanted contacts you have, so you can just close them like this, Archivar Chat, and that's it. Okay. And if you are married, of course, you can click on Fijar Chat, so your wife never says, hey, why I don't appear in your contact. Now you are the first one all the time. Okay.
Thanks for the tip.
Yes. Okay. So I still for is be aware of. I don't know if you hear the rain, but it's raining dogs and cats. Be aware of past participles. Yes. I told you the other time that to be aware, or to be considered as a verb, to be considered as a verb, a past participle, must be preceded by an auxiliary verb. Yes, auxiliary verb. Yes. So in other words, past participles, I always tell students like this: past participles are verbs if they are married. Yes, if they are married to auxiliaries. Okay. Okay, this is an easy way to remember. Yes? It's a memory trick. Yes, past participles are not considered as verbs if they are single. Yes. Okay. If they are single. So you can tell your students like this. So for example, if I say awaken, I was disturbed by the rain. Yes. Okay. So then you say, how many verbs do I have here? In this case, was awakened is the only, was disturbed, sorry, was disturbed is the only verb. Yes, but additional information I give you, and this additional information I give you, it's one that you can use, with advanced students, those that learn really fast, and sometimes you don't even know what to explain or how to explain. Yes. Okay. So then you say, okay, awaken is not a verb, but it's a reduction. Awaken is not a verb because it is single, no? It doesn't come with an auxiliary verb. Awaken is not a verb. However, it is a reduction. It is a reduction of an of a subordinate clause. Yes. It's a reduction of a subordinate clause. What is a subordinate clause? A sentence that starts with a linker. Yes. A sentence that starts with a linker. Yes. Okay. So awaken is not a verb. However, it is a reduction of a subordinate clause. Why? Because you can say after I was awakened, yes, I was disturbed. I was disturbed by the way. Then, if you ask your students, how many verbs do you have here? You say, 2 was awakened and was disturbed. Yes. And if we use the formula, the number of verbs minus 1 is the number of linkers, then your linker is going to be up. Yes. I don't remember how to underline words in WhatsApp. Do you remember?
No.
Okay.
You can go to formats, and where you put negritas next to it, there is a letter on underlined. So I think it is there.
Format information, seleccionar mensajes.
Where you make your words in black, I mean in bold, there must be another one which an underlined letter, and this is the option that you have to.
In order,
No?
I don't have a menu here. The only way to make them,
Oh.
for me to make them bold, is with with an asterisk. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Auto underline italics. Okay. Wait. Well, okay. So we have 2 verbs and we have a linker. Yes. After I was awakened. Yes. I bold italic. Okay. Italic is underscore. Yes. And if I do this, okay. Okay. Good. So if you copy this text, it appears like this. So the underscore is for italics and the asterisk is for both. Okay, wait. So bold font. This is on italics. Apostrophe for space. Okay. Apostrophe. Okay, well, yes, this one side is fine. Okay, so we have okay, very good. So then when you have problems with verbs, with this kind of sentences, you can tell your students that you can use the accordion technique. What is the accordion technique? Whether you stretch the sentence, enlarge the sentence, or you shorten the sentence. Yes. Okay. Okay. First, the family has purchased a television. In this case, we have a past participle. This is a verb because it has an auxiliary. the poem was written by Paul. This is a verb because it has an auxiliary before. Yes. Okay, but when we have the television purchased yesterday was expensive. This is an adjective because it tells you what television you're talking about, the purchased television, the recently purchased television. Yes. The same, the already written poem. Yes, the recently written poem. Yes, so then the poem written by Paul appeared in the magazine. So written is an adjective of poem. It's not a verb. The only verbs here are was expensive and appeared. Okay, then how would you complete this sentence, Jessica?
The packages blank mailed at the post office will arrive Monday. The packages were mailed. No. The packages
Will arrive is a verb. No.
yes, will arrive is the
But
verb.
if you consider that mail is another verb, you need a linker. You don't have any linkers. Yes.
No.
So then this is not a verb. You cannot use an auxiliary. So you have to give me an option that does not include an auxiliary so as to consider this like a past participle, a single past participle, not unmarried past participle. In other words, not a verb. Yes.
Mhm. The packages just mailed.
Yes. The package is just mailed. Yes, this is the answer. The package is just mailed because the only verb that you have is will arrive. Yes. So you need to use an option that does not include a verb. Okay. So, of course, if the student tells you, no, but it's a verb. Okay. It is a verb if you enlarge it, the accordion rule, no? So if you stretch it and you say that have just been mailed. The packages that have just been mailed at the post office below 1 month. Yes, in that case, we can say that this is a verb because we have two verbs and a link. Okay. Okay, very good. So then okay. It is difficult to tell if a verb is just especially by to make students understand in English when a verb is past participle. Yes. So normally what I just tell them, it's if you translate this verb, if it is ado or ido, tosocho, ado, ido, tosocho is a past participle, ¿no? Ha dado, jugado, escrito, leído, ado, ido. So when you say escrito, so when you say difuso, confuso, cho, dicho, hecho, yes? So then, but if you translate it and you say ella pintó, pintó esto, interesting, yes. They say, teacher, this is a past participle because it's pinto, but now can you use if I'm just thinking like a student, just all the things they can tell you, no? Because a student might tell you, no, teacher, this is pinto, so it's past participle. Yes, okay, but can you say ella pintó? No, ella ha pintado, right? Okay, so she has painted this picture. This is past participle. The picture painted by Karen, so this is a reduction. The reduction of the picture that was painted by Karen. So remember that all the past participles that are not verbs imply a reduction. Yes. So they come from a reduction. What is a reduction? Some people call it economy of the language. What is economy of the language? To say more with less words. Okay. So money was offered by the client was not accepted. So this is, remember, we can enlarge or we can reduce. Yes, the accordion technique, enlarge, reduce. So we have two verbs was offered, and we have was not accepted. But we don't have any linker. So we have two options, or we reduce, whether we reduce or we enlarge. But if we reduce, we eliminate this auxiliary. Yes, the money offered by the client was not accepted. Or we enlarge. So the money which had been offered by the client was not accepted. Yes. So these are the two ways to correct this kind of exercises. Yes. So it's good that you tell, especially with the students who are proficient in the use of the language, that you say, okay, reduce. So eliminate the auxiliary, enlarge it, stretch it. So include and make it a subordinate clause. Yeah, so that way the student will be like kind of thinking and say, okay, how can I turn it into a subordinate clause? Which linker do I have to use? Yes, etc. You can use that, or you can use that, or which. Okay, now if I say here, if I use that, this is correct. If I use which, this is correct. But if I say this, tell me, is it correct? The money that was offered by the client wasn't accepted. Is it correct? Yes or no? Felipe, do you have more experience teaching TOEFL? Is it correct?
That is like a positive, right?
No, it just kind
No,
of
the money.
positive. It's yes, it's like a positive. Yes, because it's giving extra information about the noun. Yes, I take it. But yes, is it
In this
correct or
case,
not correct?
it is incorrect in the, because it is a verb, no? That was offered
No,
because it's an auxiliary.
it's a subordinate clause. You have a linker. You have two verbs. Two verbs minus one, you need a linker. It's correct in that sense. Okay. But it is incorrect. Tell me why. Who knows the answer? Does anybody know the answer?
Well, maybe it's because the comma is after client. Because it's a complete idea, I think.
Nope, not for
No?
that. Nobody knows? Okay, let me tell you. Yes? Okay. There are a non-defining relative clause. Undefining relative clause. So what is undefining? Undefining relative clauses. So clauses that give extra information. They can work as a positives. Yes. So but undefining relative clauses. What is an undefined relative clauses? Undefining relative clause, or some people call them undeterminate relative clauses. Okay, defining and non-defining. Non-defining. They call them non-defining. A non-defining relative clause, yes, cannot. A non-defining relative clause cannot use that as a linker. Yes. Okay. For example, Susan, who is a doctor, is also my best friend. Okay. If this is who is a doctor is a defining relative clause, defining relative clause. Yes, if it gives essential information to know who Susan is. Okay. For example, there are 3 girls, but one of them uses a white coat. Yes. And then I said, hey, Susan is my best friend. And you said, who's Susan? Ah, Susan, who is a doctor. Ah, okay. I know now. I know who Susan is because I will see the woman who is wearing the white coat. Yes. But if this information is not essential to know who Susan is, yes. If this information is not essential to know who Susan is, then you can say, this is, who is a doctor? Okay, like this. Who is a doctor is a defining relative clause because it gives essential information. Okay, but if I say here, Susan, comma, who is a doctor? Yes, is also my best friend. My best friend. Maybe if the other person that is that you are talking to knows who Susan is, then this information, who is a doctor? Then in this case, who is a doctor? Okay, but let me put it in with commas because all non-defining relative clauses come with commas. Okay, is a non-defining relative clause. Okay. So because it works as an appositive. Because it works as an appositive. So what is an appositive? Extra information about a noun that comes between commas, and might be eliminated from the sentence, without affecting the structure and the information. Okay, so but the rule is that you cannot use that in non-defining. So I repeat this, that cannot be used in non-defining relative clauses. This is a rule. Yes. If you ask me why, I might not be able to answer to you. The only thing that I have read in grammar books is that cannot be used in non-defining clauses. So, for example, if I say my car, which is a Mustang, is really old. So here I can use which, or I can use that. Okay, why? Because this is a defining relative clause. Defining relative clause, yes, or a defining clause. So okay, but if I say my car, then I cannot, if I use commas, I cannot say that is a Mustang. Yes, this would be wrong. It's really old, then this sentence is wrong. I have to say my car, which is a Mustang. Yes. It's really old. Yes. Okay. This is an non-defining relative clause. Yes. Okay. There was a teacher in the Anglo who was British. Yes, and his way to say bullshit was, is that an undefined relativity clause, right? Because if I say, when somebody said, oh, yesterday I went to the movies. Oh, of course, the VIP Cinepolis, right? And then the guy said, non-defining information, right? And the other was like, what? And the ones who knew why he was saying that, we were like, oops, yes, but okay, this is the kind of humor of the British. Yes, no, I don't like it, but simple, but in that way, grammatically speaking, it worked for me. So the car listed in the advertisement had already stalled. Remember that one of the tricks that they use in in a TOEFL test is to give you words that you don't understand. But if you don't understand the word, that will not be a problem. Stall is like when you work in a when you work in offices and they have these little cubicles where they just have little walls separating one person from another. They are the stalls. Yes. So had already stalled is like being parked. Yes. So saved in its place. So then the car listed, yes, in the advertisement had already sold. This is correct because this is an adjective word, the listed car, yes. Of course, this comes from a reduction which had been listed, okay? So, itself, can you read number 3 and tell us if it's right or wrong and why?
Okay. The chapters were taught by the professor this morning will be on next week's exam. It's incorrect.
Why?
Because the chapters taught by the professor this morning will be on next exams.
And if you enlarge it, okay, you are taking a reduction, not the chapter taught, but yeah. But if I went to complete the class, enlarge.
The chapters which were taught.
Okay. Which were taught. Is this a defining or non-defining relative clause?
Wait. Defining or non-defining? It's a defining, right?
Yeah. Yes. Why? Because it does not have commas. Because it's essential information and it does not have commas.
Yeah.
If I put commas, then I would turn it into a non-defining. Yes.
Non-defining. Okay.
Defining. Yes.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks to you. Okay. The next one. Evelyn, number 4. Evelyn is not there. Yes, it was here. Evelyn, yes. Okay. The microphone is on, but we cannot hear her. Okay. Carlos, tell us, number 4. The loaves.
The loaves of bread were baked in a brick oven at a low temperature for many hours. And I think it's correct.
Okay, how many verbs do you have? We have
now
were baked, no? Verb. The subject is?
The loaves of bread.
And the rest is the complement. So this is correct. Okay, so this is incorrect. And this is correct. Okay. Very good. So I was going to give a correction before. How do you pronounce this word? Jessica?
Which one?
This. Can you see it? Can you see
no, it's because I have I have the menu, the students menu.
Okay.
Over there, so I can't. If you
Okay.
can
Okay,
note it down. It's package.
yes. Oh, okay, the pronunciation is this. There is something I will explain this in the second part, yes, of the class. The schwa sound, yes. In English, we have three intonations, yes. We have three levels of intonation to pronounce words. We have stressed, not stressed, and the schwa sound. So basically, when a word is stressed, the syllable that is stressed is pronounced with a higher tone of voice. Pa, pa. Yes. Okay. And then the second syllable, sorry. Yes, it's pronounced like this. Paki. Paki is like this. And this is the short sound, which is like a, okay, paki, paki. Oh, this is also a short sound, packages. So in fact, if you don't pronounce the short sound, you can say only packages, packages, packages. Yes. So anytime that you have a word that finishes with age, and it has more than two syllables. For example, in this case, you say cage, rage, and age, right? You say cage. Well, it's cage, not cage, but this is rage. I'm going to just put like this, rage, and this is age. Yes. Okay, age. Okay, it's not exactly sh, it's j, okay? But when you have age and you have more than more than two syllables, then the A is pronounced like E. So you say message. Yes, message. So you say package. Yes, message, package. Yes. And then we say luggage. Yes, luggage. Yes. Message, package, luggage. Yeah. Okay. And this word, yes, you might pronounce, normally you might pronounce like temperature, yes. Of course, if you read it slowly, as Carlos was doing, you can say temperature or temperature, yes. But speaking it fast, we would say temperature. Okay, the next one, it's Jessica Meraki. Okay.
Yes.
Are you sick?
No.
Okay. Okay, number 5.
The ports were reached by the sailors. Wait, I don't have glasses. Were under the control of a foreign nation.
Foreign nation. Yes. Okay. So.
Let me check.
Yeah. How many verbs do you have? How many linkers? What's the first thing you have?
Okay, I have 2 verbs. Yes, were reached.
Were reached and
Were under control.
only were. Yes. Okay.
Only were.
Yes, the verb to be alone by itself can be a verb and an auxiliary verb at the same time. Okay, it's something that we call dual verb. Not dual verb because it can be an auxiliary and it can be an action too. Okay, then one day a student, a teacher from England told me, oh no, it's because the verb to be is a verb. Yes, and I say, it's a verb. So can I say I always am? No, I am always. And then why you cannot say I always am if am is a verb? Well, here it's acting like an auxiliary verb, you see, it's dual. So, okay, you can use it. Yeah, you can use it. Yes, in both ways, depending on the situation. Okay, so the next one. So tell me, so it's correct or incorrect?
I think it's correct.
Do you have a linker? Connector of sentences? That, who, where, when, after, before, if, whether.
No,
No, so it's incorrect. So
okay.
we can reduce or we can stretch. Yes, so if you reduce it, what do you have to eliminate?
Mm,
Pay attention to this one.
Okay, the ports were rich.
So we only,
And we can eliminate by the sailors.
no, we can eliminate
No.
reached. Where, sorry, you can eliminate where the ports
Where? Okay, okay.
reached by the sailors were under the control of yes, reached. So that reach is an adjective of ports. So to reduce, you have two verbs, no? You will only have to eliminate the auxiliary in one of them. We cannot eliminate this one because it's the only one. And normally we eliminate the one that is closest to the noun that we are talking about, because remember that adjectives always have to be the closest we can to the adjective, to the noun it describes. So rich describes forced. So it cannot be we're under the control because this is describing also the ports, but it's not an adjective. Yes, the adjective comes immediately after or before the noun. So in this case, if it is a verbal adjective, it can come after the verb, after the noun. If it is a simple adjective, it comes before. Okay, so if we stretch this, we can say the ports that were reached, or the ports which were reached. Okay, so this was incorrect. Okay, Jesse, second round, those suspected.
Those suspected in the string of robberies were arrested by the police. I think it is correct.
How many verbs do you have?
Well, arrested is part of the verb, that these were arrested.
And suspected is the verb?
No.
No, yes. So because it's just an adjective, it's a verbal adjective. So it's adoídos, no, sospechoso. So, but it is not, it does not come with an auxiliary. Yeah, so this is correct. Okay, Felipe, the next one, number 7.
Yes, the pizza is served in this restaurant. It is the tastiest in the county. It is incorrect. Apparently here we have two verbs, is served and is the verb to be, but there is no linker. In that case, we have to eliminate is. The pizza served in this restaurant is the tastiest in the county. If we enlarge it, we can say the pizza which is served in this restaurant or that is served in this restaurant is the tastiest in the county.
Yes, many times making it defining or non-defining depends on the situation. No? If you are in the restaurant where that pizza is served, you can take the pizza and say, oh, the pizza which is served in this restaurant, so it would be undefining because it's not necessary to know that. Yes, because if you only say, the pizza is the tastiest in the county, we understand that is the one that you have at the moment. Yes, and you can eliminate it. Okay, very good. But if you are just passing in front of the restaurant and nobody knows that they serve pizza, you say, oh, the pizza which is served in this restaurant is the tastiest in the county. So that would be necessary to know. Okay, so the next one, Carlos, the courses.
Well, it says the courses are listed on the second page of the brochure, have several prerequisites.
Requisites.
It is incorrect.
Well,
we have the verb are listed, and the second verb is have several
prerequisites. Yes.
So we have to eliminate are.
Okay. Or
Or to do the reduction by eliminating are, Or you can enlarge it by saying the courses which are listed.
Which are listed. Okay, very good. Okay, so the next one itself, number 9.
Okay, all the tenants were invited to the Independence Day barbecue at the apartment complex. That's correct.
What is the verb?
Invited were invited.
What invited and the subject?
Tenants.
All the tenants. That is a simple
All the
subject.
tenants.
Yes, that is a simple subject. Yes, the simple subject is the most important word in the subject. Yes, and the simple predicate is the verb. No.
Yep.
So, okay, the simple predicate is the verb. But sometimes, for example, if I say she is always speaking in Spanish. No, she's always speaking in Spanish. Subject, she. Simple subject, she. Okay. The simple predicate, you can say is always, well, the predicate is always speaking Spanish. Simple predicate is speaking. Yes. Okay, very good. So the next one, Merari, any bills? Merari has left. Okay, so then Evelyn, is your microphone better or let's check. Maybe not.
Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, number 10, please.
Number 10. Any bills paid by the first of the month will be credited to your account by the next day. And I think that's correct.
That's correct. What is the verb?
Will be.
Credited. Will be credited.
Will be credited.
Yes. Will be credited. You have main auxiliary, secondary auxiliary, and the action. Yes. Paid is a reduction of any bills which have to be paid, for example. Have to be paid. Okay, very good. So here we have okay, 100. 104. 103. 7. 4. Okay, 103. Okay, so here we have 102. Okay, present participles. So ing verbs are verbs if they is the same situation. Ing verbs are verbs if they come together with an auxiliary. The man is talking to his friend. He's talking is what is a present participle? A present participle, they say here, is the ing form of the verb. General, so an ing is a present participle. Yes. So when they tell you what is a gerund is a present participle in which is a present participle in which or which works as a noun or as an adjective, but not as a verb. Yes. So in this case, we are going to use present participles as gerunds. Okay. So so this is 102. Okay. The man talking to his friend has a beard. Yes, in this case, talking to his friend is an adjective of the man. What man? And the talking to his friend man. Yes. And if you say the talking to his man, the talking to his friend man, you turn it into a complex now adjective. No, the talking to, and you have to put it like this. The talking to his friends. The talking to his friend, man. Has a beard. Okay. The talking to his friend, man, has a beard. All of this is an adjective. That's why it comes together, because it forms a compound adjective or complex adjective. Yes. Okay, so the man talking to his friend has a beard. So this is a reduction of the man who is talking to his friend. Yes. So in this case, since it is not accompanied by an auxiliary, this is not a verb. It's just an adjective. Okay, so Jessica, how would you complete this?
The child blank playing in the yard is my son. The child now playing in the yard is my son.
Yeah, because it is a verb. If I include is playing, I would need a marker, a linker, but we don't have any linkers, so this is not correct. The child is a repetition of the subject. The child was playing, same situation. We would need a linker, so the only option is the child now playing. Okay, the company is offering the lowest prices. Yes, we'll have the most customers. So in this case, offering is an adjective of companies. Okay, so offering the lowest prices. Yes, the offering the lowest prices companies, you can say. But if you say the offering the lowest prices, you would have to hyphenize all of this, hyphen, and put it here. Okay, so, or you can also say the companies which are offering the lowest prices. Yes. Okay, those travelers are completing their trip on Delta should report on gate 3. So we have two verbs. The two verbs are completing and should report. So then you need a linker. You don't have the linker. So you can include the linker to transform this as a subordinate clause. Or to eliminate this. Those travelers completing the trip on Delta should report. Yes. So then you have those travelers that are completing. Okay. Or who are completing. Yes. Number 3, let's continue with Felipe.
Yes, the artisans were demonstrating various handicrafts at booths throughout the fair. The verbs here were demonstrating and at booths throughout the fair. It is correct.
It is correct. We have only one verb. Yes.
Only one verb, yes.
Okay, so then it's cell number 4, the fraternities.
Okay, the fraternities are giving the wildest parties, attract the most new pledges. Okay.
Pledges like
so we have two
followers. We have two verbs, yes.
Yeah, okay, so wait. The fraternities are giving the wildest parties, attract the most new pledges. It's incorrect.
How do you correct it?
Wait. The fraternity is giving the wildest parties, attract the most new pledges.
Okay. Or the fraternities
Which or that
are giving. Yes.
We can use also that, right? Which or that. Okay, yeah.
As long as you don't include commas, you can use that. Very good. Just one recommendation. When you say giving, yes, don't pronounce the g. Giving, no, it's giving.
Giving, right?
Make the end longer. Giving, yes.
Giving, okay.
Giving, yeah.
Giving.
So I always tell students that ing verbs are pronounced like a car that passes very fast. giving. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Running. Step.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome. So this is incorrect. So Evelyn, number 5.
The first team winning 4 games is awarded the championship, and I think that's correct.
Yes. Winning is an adjective of the first team and is awarded is the only verb. Okay. Very good. So okay, so Carlos, number 6.
The speaker was trying to make his point. The speaker was trying to make his point was often interrupted vociferously. Let me see. Let's analyze. Was trying. You have a verb over there. To make was often. So you have a was often interrupted. You have a second verb. So it is incorrect because trying is describing the speaker. So we have to eliminate was, and we can correct it by eliminating was or by saying the speaker who was trying to make his point was often interrupted vociferously.
Okay, very good. So Jessica, number 7.
The fruits were rotting because of the moisture in the crates carrying them to market. We have the verb were rotting.
Rotting, the pronunciation.
Rotting, were rotting, sorry. Yes, rotting. And it's correct, the sentence.
Yes. My question is for everybody, is because a linker?
Yes.
No.
No, because we have because of.
Because of, excellent. So
Okay, yes.
when it
yes,
is just because, when it is just because, it is a link, it connects a complete sentence. If it is because of, pay attention that this is another distractor in TOEFL. The moistures in the crates carrying them to the market is not a sentence. It's just a phrase. The moisture, subject, noun. In the crates, prepositional phrase. Carrying is a present participle. Them carrying them is a participle phrase. Carrying them to market is another prepositional phrase. So this is a preposition, in fact. Okay, the next one. So it was Jessica. So it's Felipe. Your turn.
Any students desiring official transcripts should complete the appropriate form. It is correct. The verb is should complete. And desiring is an adjective in this case, because if we enlarge them, if we enlarge it, would be any students who is desiring official transcripts.
Who are, no? Because the students is a plural.
Oh, sorry, who are, sorry. Who are desiring official transcripts should complete their appropriate form. So it is correct.
Correct. Okay, very good. So Evelyn, number 9, the advertisements. If it is American English, it's advertisements. If it is British English, it's advertisements. Advertisements. Yes, so British English is advertisements. And American English is advertisements. It is also good that anytime that you see a difference between American English and British English, you let the students know so that they say, oh, my teacher knows a lot. Yes? Okay. So, Evelyn.
The advertisements were announcing the half-day sale received a lot of attention, and that's incorrect. We need to eliminate the where because the verb is receive, and announcing is an adjective.
If you enlarge, what would you say?
The advertisements who were,
Which
were,
were announcing this. Yes, because advertisements is an object. No, it's not a person. It's
yeah.
a thing. It's a thing. Okay, so this is incorrect. Okay, so Evelyn, then Carlos, number 10.
Right, number 10, it says the spices flavoring the meal were quite distinctive. And it is correct. We only have were that as a verb. And flavoring is describing spices. You can enlarge it by saying the spices which were giving, no, which were flavoring.
Yeah, flavoring.
Meal were.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. What is the difference between flavor and flavor?
There are none.
So then
British and
British and American. And in pronunciation?
Not
The same.
Yes,
It is the same.
it is the same. It is the same. Okay, but in British English you don't pronounce the
With the
R.
short
You would say flavor.
flavor.
Flavor. Yeah. So you would say the spices flavoring. But in this case you have to say ring because it's flavoring. But flavor. I like the flavor.
Flavoring.
Yes. Flavor.
Okay. I gotta go.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Thank
Okay.
you. Great class.
Okay.
Thank you for the tips.
Okay. See you later. Okay. So then one advantage of this kind of preparation, the book material of this book, is that for example it gives you structure tips 1 to 5, and then you have a consolidation. Yes, the 5 skills all together. Okay, so quickly let's go fast here. So Evelyn, number 1. Tell us if it is correct or incorrect and why.
For 3 weeks at the beginning of the semester, students with fewer than the maximum number of units can add additional courses. For 3 weeks at the beginning.
Very long sentence, yes, but don't be threatened by it. Just go directly to your verb. How many verbs do you have? Can add is the verb. Yes. Okay. The subject then is who can add. No, the subject is students with fewer than the maximum number of units. This is the subject. So then this information before is a complement. So we have to use a comma to indicate where the subject begins. Now, if you read, students with fewer than the maximum number of units can add additional courses. Is that correct? Do you have subject, verb, complement, the subject and the verb match? Is it a logical piece of information? Carlos is, he lost something. Hi, Carlos. Did you miss anything?
I think it's correct.
Yes, it's correct. Okay, Carlos.
I'm sorry, I didn't see the explanation. I just came back. It comes up that. All right, let me see. Number 2, on her lunch hour went to what? To to a nearby department store to purchase a wedding gift. Let me see. We continue with the same analysis. We went is a verb. And
the question is who went?
exactly. We don't have a subject.
So this is complement. So we have to use a comma before the subject. Yes, what is the subject then? What would be the subject? Or what would the subject be?
Probably she, because we have that in her lunch.
Very good. So this is incorrect. Okay, Jessica, yes, the fir trees.
The fir trees were grown for the holiday season, were harvested in November. It's incorrect.
Yeah.
Because we have two verbs there, were grown and were harvested. So we have to, we only can say the fir trees grown.
Were grown only, or enlarge it.
The fir trees which were grown,
Okay,
or that were grown
very
for
good.
the holiday season were harvested in November.
Perfect. Okay, so Felipe, in the groove. No,
in the grove,
sorry, no, in the grove. Yes, because
in the grove, the overripe. Sorry. Okay. In the grove, the overripe oranges were falling on the ground. It is correct, but we need a comma because in the grove is the complement. The subject is the overripe oranges, were falling is the verb, and on the ground is the complement.
Okay, very good. Okay, itself, the papers.
The papers being delivered at 4 will contain the announcement of the president's resignation. It's incorrect.
Why?
Bank, the papers.
Is this a verb?
Delivered? No.
No, it's not a verb. So,
No.
if it is not a verb, it's just a
It's a gerund, so it's a subject, right?
No, it's an adjective.
Okay.
It's an adjective. It describes the papers. What papers? The papers which were being delivered. Yes.
Delivered, right. Okay, so
we have a verb only. Will contain.
Contain.
This is not a verb.
Okay. So the papers being delivered. Yes. It's incorrect, right? And what else? What else?
It's correct.
Should I have to do? Sorry.
It's correct. Because the papers being this is not a verb. Yes. So remember, adjectives can be eliminated without affecting the sentence.
Okay, yeah.
So if I eliminate being delivered at 4, this is a prepositional phrase. This is an adjective. So the papers will contain the announcement of the president's resignation. So extra information can be eliminated without affecting the sentence. This is an adjective. It goes away. This is a prepositional phrase. It goes away. So, and then you have a correct structure. Yes. Okay. Of course, you can correct it by saying the papers. Well, what's correct? So you can enlarge it. You can enlarge it also by saying which were being delivered. Okay. That way you have a complex sentence. Okay. Very good. The next one, Evelyn.
Sorry, Felipe.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Isn't it possible saying the papers delivered at 4?
Yes, of course. But you are changing tense. What is the difference between being delivered and delivered?
Okay, so we have to preserve
the papers delivered. No, the papers delivered is a reduction from a past, simple past, passive voice. The papers which were delivered. So this is a past, simple, passive voice. Which were being delivered is past, continuous, passive voice. That is the only difference. Of course, what is the difference between past simple and past continuous? That past simple is finished, past continuous was the action was being done at a certain time. Yes, like in a picture. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Thanks.
Okay, very good. So the next one, who's next? I said Evelyn.
A specialty shop with various blends from around the world in the shopping mall. That's incorrect. I don't see the verb.
Yeah, there's no verb. Yes. Okay. What verb
Um,
would you insert there?
Maybe a specialty shop with various blends from around the world is in the shopping mall.
Okay, is located. It can be found or whatever. Yes, very good. Excellent. So Jesse, number 7, the portraits.
The portraits exhibited in the Houston Museum last month are now on display in Dallas. It's correct.
That's correct. The
We
verb,
have the verb is are, the verb are, and exhibited is not a verb.
very good. Excellent. So it's correct. Okay, Felipe, number 8.
Yes, with the sudden jerk of his hand threw the ball across the field to one of the other players. It is incorrect. With a sudden jerk of his hand would be like a complement, so we have a comma. Through is the ball. Sorry, through is the verb, sorry. Through is the verb, so we don't have a subject. It is incorrect.
Who throws balls?
The player or somebody.
The player, somebody. Okay. Very good. So the pitcher, the player, yes, etc. Okay, so then this is incorrect. Carlos, number 9. Construction.
All right, it says construction of the housing development. It will be underway by the 1st of the month. What? Let me see, it sounds odd.
But you were leaving because you thought that we have
It
finished
will be.
TOEFL.
Yeah. Say again?
You left because you thought that we had finished the TOEFL class. Or what?
No. I left because I have a sample class.
Okay.
But at 6. But I didn't check that we have a different schedule from Tijuana and here.
Okay.
And I was corrected, like, no, it's not, it's later.
Okay,
Sorry.
good.
That's why I'm back.
No,
yeah,
but
yes. And it is incorrect because we have a double subject, because we have will be, right? And we have the subject it.
Yeah.
And we have construction of the housing development. So if we eliminate it, it would be construction of the housing development will be underway by the 1st of the month.
Excellent, very good. The next one, please, itself, those applicants.
Those applicants returning their completed forms at the earliest date have the highest priority. Correct.
How do you pronounce this?
Those.
Those, excellent. Correct, excellent. Returning is not a verb. The verb is have. Okay, how would you complete this sentence, Jesse? The North Platte River.
The North Platte River, blank, from Wyoming into Nebraska.
What do you mean?
The North Platte River, it's simple present, flows.
We need a verb because the North Platte River is a subject, right?
Yes.
Okay. It flowed, so you have repetition of the subject. Flowing is not a verb. With flowing water is not a verb. Yes, it's a prepositional phrase. Okay, so Felipe, Biloxi.
Yes, blank Biloxi received its name from a Sioux word meaning the first people. The city of Biloxi received its name from a Sioux word meaning the first people.
Why?
We need the subject. Biloxi is like the simple subject, right?
Yes, we need to complete the subject. Yes, okay. Very good.
Yes.
One day, now that I heard you say Sioux, one day I was I was like bragging with my students about my pronunciation that I say in Los Celtas, in British English, you say the Celts, no? And then I was saying that in some Los Celtics de Boston, so some people, so the British would say the Boston Celtics. There's no Celtics, but in the United States, everybody says Celtics. So I was correcting a student saying that he had to say Celtics. Yeah, and then he showed me a video where they were narrating the game. Now the Celtics, Boston Celtics, and I was like, oh, oops. Yes, I had to eat. What do you say? Egg pie? Yes, okay. So pride of lions. In this case, pride is not orgullo. What is pride?
Manada.
Manada. With N, right? Okay, manada. Yes, okay. So then we have Carlos, pride of lions.
It says a pride of lions, blank up to 40 lions, including one to three males, several females and cubs. Options A can contain, B it contains, C contain, D containing. And we have, let's analyze. We need a verb. I would choose A. A pride of lions can contain up to 40 lions.
Why not C?
Why not what?
Why not C?
Because a pride, it's singular and you need the verb to be in the third person.
Okay, this is something that, yes, the general explanation is that, and you're right. However, one of the lessons of TOEFL is that collective nouns can be considered singular or plural depending on your focus. So you can say the family are on vacations if all the members of the family went to different places. So you say, oh, the family are on vacation. And somebody tells you, the family is on vacation. No, they went to different places. The other person will be like, what? Oh, well, it's because I am focusing on the members. Yes, when you focus on the group, yes, it's singular. So a pride of lions. So if you focus on each one of the lions, that as you are saying here, males, females, and cubs, you can say continue. Yeah, but of course, we are not getting to that depth of analysis, right? It was just general thing. Okay, the next one itself.
Okay, blank tea plant are small and white. The flowers of the tea plant are small and white.
Yeah, why? Similar cases here, no? Like the city of Biloxi, we need to complete the subject. The subject is the flowers of the tea plant. And the verb are has to agree with a plural noun. So the flowers. Okay. Don't tell your students or don't accept when they say flowers or powers. It's powers, flowers. Yes. Okay. So like, for example, our, the position of us, our, tower, and what's the hour? Yes. So for example, 7 hours. Yes. Okay. Don't accept when they say hours. Okay. So Evelyn, the tetracyclines.
The tetracycline, blank, antibiotics are used to treat infections.
Antibiotics.
Antibiotics.
Yes. You can also say antibiotics, but normally antibiotics is good.
A family of antibiotics.
Or biotics is also correct. Biotics. Informal pronunciation.
Okay, yes, it's option C, the family of antibiotics, because that's an positive, that's extra information.
Yes, it's a positive, positive, a family of antibiotics, yes. Okay, so the next one, Jessica, any possible academic?
Any possible academic assistance from taking stimulants, blank, marginal at best.
What do you need?
I'm not sure.
Subject, verb, complement. Do you have a subject? Do you have a verb?
No, we don't have a subject.
Yes, we have a subject. We don't have a verb.
Ah, yes. We need a verb. So is
Yes. So one of the tricks of TOEFL, no, very long subject, and you say is any possible academic assistance from taking stimulants in order to avoid migraine, especially the one that you suffer in the morning, is marginal at best. Yes. Okay. So Henry Adams. Yes. Who's next? Carlos. Henry Adams.
Okay, it says Henry Adams, born in Boston, blank, famous as a historian and novelist. A became, B and became, C he has, D and he became. And we have, we don't have a verb, so we need a verb, and the only one available is became. A.
Yes, of course.
Henry Adams, born in Boston, became famous as a historian and novelist.
What do we call this structure? Born in Boston?
A
positive. And only in Boston?
Is a phrasal verb.
Prepositional phrase.
Oh, preposition. Fuck.
Prepositional phrase. Yes. Okay,
Prepositional
very good.
phrase.
Jessica, yes. The mayor calls.
okay. Me again. The mayor calls blank the pull of the moon on the earth. The mayor cause of ocean tides is a pull of the moon on the earth.
Yes, the major cause of something now of ocean tides is the pool. Very good. So then Felipe, still a novelty.
Still a novelty in the late 19th century, blank, limited to the rich. The answer is D. Still a novelty in the late 19th century. Photography was limited to the rich because we need a subject. The information before preceded by a comma is the complement.
Very good, excellent. So it's a computerized map.
Okay, a computerized map of the freeways using information gathered by sensors embedded in the pavement on a local cable channel during rush hours. Wait for me.
Yes, of course.
Airing?
No, because airing would not be preceded by a auxiliary.
I don't know. Wait. Computerized freeways using information gathered by sensors embedded in the pavement. To air on?
It's an infinitive. Infinitives are not verbs.
I don't know.
You need a verb. What is a verb? Present simple, present continuous with an auxiliary before, past simple.
No.
Airing is
No, wait. Computerized freeways using information gathered by sensors embedded in by sensor air.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So look, this is a special exercise. This special exercise because if you notice, you have prepositional phrase, prepositional phrase, prepositional phrase. Yes. Prepositional phrase. We eliminate them. But computerized is adjective. Using is a present participle. Information is the complement of using. And gathered is a present, is a past participle. Embedded is a past participle. So present participles, past participles, and prepositional phrases and appositives can be eliminated without affecting the sentence. If you reduce this subject, you have a map. It. I err, you err, it errs.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. But
Thank you.
what you have to do in this kind of exercises is to say, okay, it's too much information. Let me eliminate in the payment, preposition phrase by sensors, preposition phrase on the subway, preposition phrase. Now computerized adjective using information, present participle, embedded, past participle, gather, past participle. We don't have auxiliary, so they are not verbs. So I only have a map. A map, errs. Okay. Okay, very good. So for the next class, we are going to start using let me explain this part only. Complex sentences. It's a complex sentence when we connect two sentences together. Yes. When we connect two sentences together, we form main clause and subordinate clause. Okay, so complex sentence. A simple sentence is one subject, one verb, one complement. I study English. Okay. I love it. Okay. Two simple sentences. Complex sentences is when we connect them. Yes. To form sentences. Okay. To form clauses, main clause, subordinate clause. Yes. I study English. I study English because I love it. Because I love it. Okay, so here when you have complex sentences, two sentences connected, you have a main clause. Yes. Okay, main clause is I study English. I study English. Yes. Subordinate clause. The subordinate clause begin. The difference between when we're talking about clauses and sentences is that we consider the marker, the linker. Subordinate clause. A subordinate clause is because I love it. This is the subordinate clause. So then I study English. It's a main clause or independent clause. And the subordinate clause or dependent clause, because it is called dependent because if you don't have the main clause, you cannot understand the subordinate clause. Imagine that I arrive to where you are and I arrive at where you are, sorry, because arrive to is incorrect. Did you know that arrive to is incorrect? We cannot say arrive to. We say arrive at places and arrive in countries, towns, etc. Yes, so geographical locations, we arrive in. And buildings, small areas in a city, whatever we arrive at. When you want to say to, you have to say get to. Okay, but anyway. So imagine that I arrive at you and I tell you, yes, because I like it or because I love it. And you will say, what? Not because I love it. You will say, what are you talking about? Yes, oh, just because I love it. So you need the information. If I say I study English because I love it, okay. So you will say, okay, you love English, yes. Okay, so main clause. It's a complete sentence expressing complete information. I study English. We can have a conversation. Good for you. And where are you studying English? But just don't go to quick learning. Yes, or something like that. No. Okay. So, but if I say subordinate clause, yes, it's a complete sentence. In fact, because we technically have a sentence, subject, verb, complement. Yes, but you don't have complete information. So, expressing incomplete information. So we need to have the main clause to understand the subordinate clause. We need to have a main clause to understand the subordinate clause. Yes. Okay, now skill 6 says that we have to understand, we have to talk about conjunctions. Okay, what is a conjunction? Remember, big brother, little brother. Yes. So normal person, conjunctions, mini-me, medio metro, yes, is a preposition. Why? So they are connectors, but prepositions connect nouns or pronouns, just little things, nouns or pronouns. At home, for us, with that girl, without any help, etc. And complete, conjunctions connect a parallel structure. Conjunctions are connectors of parallel structure. What is parallel structure? Parallel structure is like when you have a mirror. If there is a person here, inside the mirror, you will see a person. If you see an animal here, inside the mirror, you will see an animal. Yes? Okay? So if you have a noun, parallel structure, nouns. If you have a verb, parallel structure, other verbs. But, for example, parallel structure and is a conjunction. And the parallel structure is parallel structure with nouns, no? No, with verbs. Rock and roll. Yes, because it's rock. Sorry, I made a mistake. Rock and roll. Yes. Rock and roll. Of course, when they write rock and roll like this, they consider rock and roll like two rock. Rock and roll like two nouns, no? But it's rock and roll. Yes, rock and roll. So parallel structure with verbs. I went to the supermarket to buy apples. Do you remember that lesson? Oranges, potatoes, eggs, or milk and bread. Yeah, but I'm going to say or. So this is parallel structure. Parallel structure. Parallel. I'm going to put only with nouns. If I say not only beautiful, but also expensive, if we talk about an object. So parallel structure with adjectives. If I say at home, if not in the office, yes, parallel structure with phrases. Phrases, yes, prepositional phrases. With prepositional phrases, yes. If I say number 5, at home, if not in the office, but if I say he had an accident, but he wasn't hurt, yes, parallel structure with sentences. If I say a nice boy, but a ridiculous, he's a nice boy, but a ridiculous dancer. Yes. So we have parallel structure with noun phrases. Yes, noun phrases. What is a noun phrase? A noun with extra information. Noun with extra information. Yes. Okay. Parallel structure with adverbs. Carelessly, but precisely. Yes. So parallel structure with adverbs. Okay. So this is the function of conjunctions, to connect parallel structure. And okay, here we have and, or, if, but, and, but. Okay. So these are conjunctions. Okay. Now Yes, what is use coordinate connectors correctly. What is a coordinate conjunction? Yes, a coordinate conjunction. Yes, is one that connects parallel structure, but they are synonyms of and, but, or, if, and yet. Okay, so okay, coordinate conjunctions are, number one, they are synonyms. No, they are and, or, but, because, if, and yet. Okay, if and yet. Okay,
Can or also be a
but, or, so,
nor?
or,
Cannot,
nor,
cannot
nor,
also,
nor,
nor?
nor,
Yes.
yes, or, nor, so, but yet. Okay, one characteristic of coordinate conjunctions is they cannot be used, they cannot be fronted. I'm going to use technical terms. What is fronted? Be used at the beginning of a sentence. Yes, so this is the difference between coordinating conjunctions and other conjunctions to connect sentences. You cannot use them at the beginning of a sentence. I made a mistake. Eliminate because. I was thinking because he's sick, the doctor went to see him. Okay, eliminate because. Don't consider this. And, but, also, yet, and nor. Yes. But nor can also be used at the beginning of a sentence. Okay, so again, nor was I offended, but also, but, okay. Not only was I offended, but also.
You can
So,
edit it.
yes.
Yeah.
How?
It is the bottom, just highlight or
Okay, highlight.
ahí en, no, ahí en el, yes, that.
Yeah, here.
Second, editar.
So it's new for me. New information for me. I was telling them before that whenever you don't want, for example, Madrina Carmela, no? So it's embarrassing for me. They say, mi madrinita, yes, so appears. So you click here and you put archivar, and that will be like in a folder, and nobody can see your, yes, your skeletons in the closet. Okay. Editar. I didn't know that. This is new.
Down.
Yes, editar. Conjunction. So, because, no, and nor, no. Okay. And also, but, if, yet. Okay. Yeah, just sobbing. You remember, I always like to make names, no? To make up names. Like, for example, yet, and, so, or, but, if. Yasobi. Coordinated conjunctions are Yasobi. Yes, okay. Okay, very good. No more mistakes in my messages. No more eliminating messages, just like anymore. Thank you. Okay. So they cannot be fronted. So you cannot say Paul works as a teacher. But he also sells in an outdoor market. Outdoor market. Also works as a teacher, but he also sells food in an outdoor market. Yes, you cannot say, but he also sells food in an outdoor market. Comma, Paul works as a teacher. Yes, so that is the difference between these conjunctions and other conjunctions, that they cannot be fronted. Yes, this is right and the other is wrong. Okay, they cannot be fronted. Okay, so okay, but I will explain that the next class. Yes, okay. Now the thing that, just let me finish this session and open a new session, so to explain about intonation. Yes, okay.